Yeah, and then share with energy there.
Okay, guys, we're gonna start. So I'll just share our presentation screen.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Kamal and I'm with Najla, and we're going to talk a little bit, first of all, about our journey of NLP and how we got onto this path and how it's actually changed our lives. So I'll get Najla to briefly speak about her life and her journey and how did NLP change her life.
Yeah, okay. Again, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This presentation is to tell you more about NLP and more about ourselves. So my journey started since 2014. I become a hypnotherapist and trainer. And so how I become a trainer and a therapist? I'm going to share with you my story, which is a start. I'm going to make it cut short, not too long. So I came to Australia in 1990. I lived in Australia about 3.5 years. I didn't like it, so I thought it's better to move back on to my country. I'm from Syria. And I've got my 2 baby born here, my children, and then I took them and moved back to Syria. Over there, I had my, when I came to Australia, I had my bachelor. So when I went back, I faced the reality, I cannot I don't want to work with the government. I don't want to do job from 9 to 5. So I thought, it's better to do my own business. I did a beautician and it was very successful business. And then I find out after many years of success, this is not what I want. Okay, I've got bachelor, I've got family, I've got everything what I want, but this is not my passion. My passion, not just to achieve. It was serving, it was helping people, but this is not my passion. So I always used to use my intuition, and I put the question over there: what is important for you? How can I change my life? How can I find my own true self? So I used to do sleep, put a question and sleep. In that time, I have no idea about hypnosis, no idea about the mind, nothing. I just use it. So I put the question over there and sleep. Next day, I have the answer. Either answer comes to me in a way that you have to do this, or in a good feeling. So I decided one day to come back to Australia to find a better life for the children and live my life. Again, when I came 2006 to Australia, I struggled a lot. I came with 4 children to a new country. That's right, I lived in a country before, but my experience now is much, much different. I have 4 children. I came from very successful business, from education background, and I faced the reality in Australia. I cannot work. I cannot use my Bachelor of Business Management economy. I cannot use my skills as a beautician, and I have to start from the beginning. Again, I put the blaming. I can't do that. I can't do because the economy, because of the country, because of this, because of that. So I keep struggling with 4 children. I become a taxi driver for my children. But in the meantime, I was studying. I always been interested in the mind and how is my mind working. How I used to put the question in my mind and find the answer. So I start to learn while I'm sitting at home doing nothing. Of course, doing mom job. I keep learning and learning and learning until I reach to the point, okay, Before that, sorry, I start to attend the free seminar, but with the free seminar, I found nothing helping me, because the free thing it's always free. So I start searching on YouTube. I start to learn about the mind, about the secret, about the law of attraction, but nothing fulfilled me. So I decided, okay, it's time to learn. It's time to make it academy and learn what it's about it. So I remember I went to the TAFE here in Brisbane, and I asked them about hypnosis. Before that, I quit smoking from hypnosis from YouTube. I was a smoker and I was struggling so much. And one day my daughter told me, "Oh, Mom, you stink." Since she said that, I said, "Oh my God, my 10 years old daughter, she's 18 now. She's hating me, or she doesn't like me because of my smell. What a mother will be, and what the future, and what success, where I am, who I am." So I start to search again on YouTube until I quit smoking, and then I said, okay, it's time to learn it. So I went to the TAFE, and the surprise thing, they look at me and they said, with my broken English, of course, I told them, "Is there any hypnosis course?" Oh, they look at me. What is that? What you saying? What you talking about? And I said, hypnosis. And she looked at me strangely, 21 years old girl. I don't know what you're saying, she said. I said, can you ask your manager? She asked her manager. Her manager looked at me the same way. He was like, what is this crazy woman she's talking about? So they said no. I said, okay, well, all right. So I quit, and then I went back home. But after a while, I was watching some video on YouTube, and see, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I was watching as usual, learning from YouTube, learning from your website here and there. My daughter called me, and I looked to her like this. And after I finished conversation with my daughter, I turned back to my YouTube channel, and I found, oh, this is not what I want. I found website. I think I clicked on the ad while there, and website, oh, hypnosis. Hypnosis. I can't believe my eyes. So I looked here and keep rolling down, down, down. That's in America. Oh my God. No, I won't. So I keep, there is number in Australia. So I took the number, I called them, and my journey started from there. And since that time, all my life has changed, and I decided, okay, this is good. I become a different person. I become all my life has changed, a 360-degree change. My relationship has improved. My relationship with children, my education, my success back again. I found myself, this is my passion. I find the confidence. I start to make video, and nothing stopping me on off, because I have this confidence. I used to miss it. I used to be a shy person, hiding all the time, hide. And then when I learned about NLP, I released all my negative emotions, and I start to become more confident, and I start to become shy and decide to learn other people to help themselves and help others, so we can transform the planet. We transform each other, and we help each other, especially with the women, especially in this time of the year, what's happening on around us. We need to support each other. We need to be one hand so we can empower each other and move the planet to different dimension. This is about me. Sorry.
That's beautiful, Najla. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So that's lovely.
Yeah. Thank you.
So my story is simply, I was born in India, and when I was 5 years old, I had a dream, and my dream was I wanted to be a pilot. And when I was about 14, that's when we moved to Australia, and I kept going at it, kept going at it. I got enrolled into doing aerospace engineering. I did my degree. Then I became a pilot. I became an instructor. At the same time, I was doing a management role. Life was pretty good. I was doing good in life. First thing, bought a car, bought a house. Life was rolling pretty okay until a tragedy struck, which was a car accident I had. And I had a back injury, which actually put me off track. My life kind of totally came to a standstill. Um, I still think of that time, and I go, feel sometimes down thinking how I just gave up on everything. I wasn't able to sit for long hours, so I couldn't do the job that I used to do. I couldn't do flying anymore because of my injury as well. So something that I worked for my entire life for 30 odd years, I wasn't able to live that life anymore. And that time is when I started going towards spirituality. And that's almost 10 years ago now. Started to go to retreats, spiritual retreats in Byron Bay. Started following other things which I had not actually ever explored before. For example, following Deepak Chopra, Sadhguru, Eckhart Tolle. I started reading these books, The Secret, started to find out what law of attraction was and how our mind actually works. And to get me out of that rut that I was in, it took me a lot of time. When you do things alone without any guidance in life, it takes you a lot longer than if you do have a guide. If I knew now, then what I know now, that there is help out there are tools out there that could actually help me to get to this stage where I'm now confident, want to do, and driven, I would have actually asked for help. A lot of times, I guess, we are in a rut alone, especially when we are, down, feeling down, hit by life, when we're in pain, when we're sad, we become angry. We don't know how to deal with these emotions. And that's kind of the phase I went through. And until I actually got on this journey of doing NLP and hypnosis, which actually empowered me with the tools that now I use on day-to-day basis to actually have a life of my dreams. I can do the things I want to do. I've got a established business where I actually help more people. So the power of mind is what triggered me, I wanted to explore what else the mind can do. Our mind is so powerful that we actually don't even use 5-10% of it. Imagine if we started using the power that we've been given. So that's where I'm at. And last year actually it was like exponential growth for me. I, completed all my trainings. I became a trainer in NLP. And now I'm excited actually to share what I've learned with other people. So I help myself, and now I want to help others, just like me, people who are in that phase where they feel stuck in life. They don't know how to move out, and they don't know how to ask for help. So it's something that I want to offer to people, and I want to empower people to help themselves and grow and go on the path where they can actually truly achieve the life they want to achieve. So that's our stories, and we'll go next to NLP. So just a brief introduction of NLP. What is NLP? So NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro is the study of mind and nervous system and how it works and how we think and feel via our five senses. So basically, external world, how we actually get all the information, how our brain actually takes that information from the outside sources through our five senses, and then it perceives it. And also linguistic. Linguistic is actually the language that our mind understands. So the communication between our external world and our internal world. And this relates to the language of both spoken and unspoken. So when I say that, spoken language is the words that we use, and unspoken language, which is actually, you will not believe, is 93% of our communication, which we do, is actually unspoken. It's through our physical actions, it's through our gestures, our facial expressions. This is the communication. Only 7% of the communication is actually words. So that's the linguistics part of it. and then programming. Now, programming is how the information that we've received is programmed in our mind. So we get the external information through the sources, and then what the brain does is actually programs, it actually stores and makes patterns. And then what happens is that's how we start living our life. We live on automation. Basically 90% of what we do and how we live is on automation and the programs that we've been programmed into our life. So that's simply what NLP is. I'll add a bit more to that. So what we don't realize is day to day, we are actually using NLP. We're actually using hypnosis and techniques that we actually teach in timeline therapy. So things like, for example, you've gone to a friend's place and you really want to take them out for a night out. Now they're sitting there and going, nah, can't be bothered. So you build a bit of rapport, you get them a bit excited, you get them at your level. That's the first thing that we teach in NLP, how to build that rapport. The next thing we do is you anchor the feeling. So anchoring is another thing that's what we teach in NLP. So we anchor the feeling. So you go back into your past where you actually experienced going out together with your friends. You remind them, remember the time when we went out and how much fun we had. So you excite them, you create that feeling. When that feeling comes within the person and they think, you can actually now get them to come out with you. So these are just a couple of little elements of NLP that you can use to encourage people, to get them motivated, to get them to do what you want them to do, basically. And that's just simple little things. And a lot of times we do this even without knowing that we're doing it. It's just part of our day to day. The other thing is little thing like hypnosis. Okay, when we get up in the morning to go to work, we get in the car and we're driving. And a lot of times we're not even there thinking we're going to take left turn, right turn. We just end up at our work. How do we do it? We're in like this trance. And a lot of the time, the things that we do, it's actually done by our unconscious mind. So that's one thing. Timeline therapy, a little bit of example of that. Let's just go into when we share our memories. Now, memories have attached emotions. A lot of times we don't want to bring our memories to surface because they have emotions attached to them. You get angry or you feel hurtful if you have a sad memory. So with timeline therapy, if you see, for example, you're sitting with a friend and they just, a memory came up to them, for example, passing away of a loved one, and they're just sad, and you talk to them, and the things that you say to them to actually get them out of that emotional feeling, like, your mother or your father or your pet or, the person, your loved one was here, but now they've gone. What did they teach you? So the learnings is the things that we actually talk about in timeline therapy, and how we can actually let go of those negative emotions connected to that memory and actually create beautiful feelings connected to the person who's passed away. So that's just one example of timeline therapy. But memories are memories. It's not just someone who's passed away. Memories could be memories like an accident that you had. And, it creates fear in you. So you can let go of the fear, but you can learn from it. And then you can still keep the memory, but let go of the negative emotion attached to it. So that's simply NLP. We'll go into the benefits of NLP. This is not just NLP, because the reason why we're doing all the three things together is because they're all interconnected. NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, coaching, they all go hand in hand. So
the benefit of NLP, as I told you about my story, it increases your confidence. Your confidence. It's very important to increase it, because when we have this confidence, we can deliver, and we can know what is our passion. Another important thing with from the benefit of NLP, self-awareness. Again, we know who I am, you know, you are who you are. So everyone dig deep inside of themselves and learn more about themselves. and they will learn how they can do better communication, especially with the relationship with people, with a partner, with a boss. So that's how we can get benefit when we get better communication, as she mentioned, Kamal, how we can rapport with people, how we can make them accept us, or how we can accept them. So this is very important to know how to communicate with other, and very important the communication through our five senses, which is, as we said before, our five senses: the vision and the auditory and feeling and touch and smell and taste. So another benefit of NLP is we can make decision, and we can solve a problem when we face any problem, any obstacles in our life. So with NLP we can learn how to face those obstacles, and we can overjump all those obstacles, and or jump our overthinking. So all these obstacles that face us in our way, so we can achieve our goals, we can achieve our dream. Very important thing, NLP help people who are working in sales. So it's improve their sales skills and their negotiation, so they can do negotiation not only for sales people, for our everyday life persons. For example, I did very good negotiation with the hotel when I went to casino, and I had a very good price. Usually they give it for a single room. I get the same price for a suite when I use my negotiation with them. So another thing with the benefit of NLP is resolve the conflict. So sometimes we have conflict, we get confused, we don't know which thing we should choose. Should we choose this thing or this thing? Should we choose this path or that path? Should we choose that partner or that partner?
So,
it could be like so many confliction. Yeah,
correct. And there's a technique that we teach in NLP. It's called paths integration. But this is not just the conflict within, it's also conflicts with other people.
Yes.
So if you constantly have conflict in your life with people, like I have few little issues with my dad, and there's triggers and there's things. So now I know how to always actually take him to a level where we both connect and we communicate, and we have no issues anymore. So the skills are so precious that your day-to-day, your daily life improves.
Yeah.
The way you talk to people, communicate. And obviously with anchoring, we also teach you how to actually be motivated at all times. So you can anchor motivation.
Motivation is very important, especially what we were talking about. To do this job, to do this presentation, we need so much motivation to motivate each other to finish the job, to achieve what we want to achieve. So many people want to lose weight, for example, but every day they will say, from Monday I will start gym. They go and buy their fitness clothes, their equipment, everything, but Sunday or Monday never come, because when Monday morning comes, it's raining, maybe it's not meant to, you're laughing. so
you can just fire your anchor for motivation, and you will be motivated straight away.
You will smash it.
It's just the tools that NLP provides that are just, I cannot talk enough about them.
Yeah, plus the behavior, how we can fix our behavior, change our bad habits, how we can change the thing we keep repeating and it's not serving us anymore, like smoking, nail biting. Yeah, all this bad behavior.
Well, behaviors that we want to not just improve, but also want to add in our life. For example, if we want to add in a behavior like we want to wake up early in the morning. Now, I had difficulty waking up early in the morning, but if you can add that behavior, if you can program your mind to add that extra behavior in your life, you're like I said, it's you going into your unconscious and making changes for permanent changes. So we'll go next to the NLP communication model. Now, this is how we explain NLP. So how does our brain work? Now, there's a science behind it. We have an external event that comes. We see an external event. It comes to us with 5 senses. Now, with we're limited to how much information that we can intake. We're bombarded every day with about 2 million bits of information. If you understand the bits, it's like bits per second as the computer operates as well. So, but our mind can only process 128 bits. So when I talk about the information that we're receiving, so if I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at the presentation, I'm looking at people, I'm hearing, everything is coming to me around the room. Najla is around me, and it's all the information coming, and that's 2 million bits of information
per second.
Yeah. And our mind is only processing out of that. Now I have to pick and choose. My mind picks and chooses only 128 bits per second. So the way we choose that information that comes to us is through the filters. I will delete a lot of the information. Okay, I don't need to look at around me. What else is around me? Delete. I will generalize. Okay, yep, this person looks like this, so they must be like that. Or, this person understands this, so that's a generalization. And then I will distort a bit of the information before my brain can actually store it. And it also depends on what my beliefs are, what values do I carry. There's also meta programs, which we actually teach more in master practitioner classes. It's quite advanced level of NLP. Decisions, my memories actually dictate what I store, what I don't store. And we can only take about 5 to 9 chunks. So when I talk about chunks, it's the digits. How much can we actually take and register in our mind? So when you're memorizing numbers, how much can we chunk? So it changes. So information coming out, coming in, we're filtering it, and then we're storing it. And that information is the program that now runs our behavior. So I'll give you a little example of when you were a little child, how you learned how to walk. You saw people walking, you got encouraged, you walked up, stood up, started walking, and it was programmed in your brain how to walk, and that came out as a behavior. You no longer go back to learn how to walk every morning. It's the program is stored in your mind. But if, for example, there's something else you need to learn, again, for example, you want to ride a bike, you follow through the same process. Once the behavior is done, it's done. Now, in life, we learn good behaviors and bad behaviors. So sometimes our behaviors are not actually serving us. Like we talked about earlier, for example, nail biting. It's not the behavior we want. So how do we change that with NLP? We actually go in and do something called a swish pattern. So basically, you change the behavior that you had, which is not serving you, and then we can actually change it to something else. So instead of when you're feeling a feeling and then you're biting the nail, you actually go do something else. Like, for example, smoking as well. This is how we help people with quit smoking and other behaviors that are not serving them anymore.
Changing the information inside.
Yep. Okay. So the next is cause and effect. Now, this is a big one.
Yeah. So when I told you about my story, so always I was thinking that I'm a victim. This is always thing happened to me because of the economy, because I moved the country, because of the language. So I keep struggling. So I have no result at all. So when I realized the cause, that's I'm the reason. That's what everything happening to me, it's because of me. So I realized that when I become responsible about my life, I realized that I get results, and I start to get results. I don't have to look for reason why this is happening to me. So this is responsibility. I'm responsible of my life. But the equation, some people, they think they are always affect. So those people in this side, they think always they are a victim. They have always excuse. They saying because this, because that, this is what happened. So those people, they have no result at all. But the people, though, they have the responsibility and the result. They have always results, always results. So this is very important equation to be at cause.
So
This is,
in life, take responsibility for your actions.
yes,
Instead of blaming others,
and
stay
become
at
a
cause.
victim, and yes,
Constantly remind yourself day to day that I have to be at cause. My life around me is by the actions that I take. It's not affected by anything else but me. So take charge. Perception is projection. Very, very important. So basically, what's you perceive is what you project. And it's been taught in so many, what's within you is what you see outside in the
yeah.
world. So if you're feeling sad, you think that everyone else around is sad
It's
too.
like mirror reflecting your emotions to others. Yeah.
So if you walk in a room and you're happy, you're going to make 10 other people around you happy. So always stay on the side, perceive, always focus on the good, so that's perception, projection. Okay.
Yeah, so very important thing I'm going to talk about it. That's what is our mind. Actually, I study bachelor, but lately after I studied this, I realized that's how much our subconscious mind is important. So usually when we do our mathematics or analyzing thing and do calculation and put a plan and put or things about something and remember in short term, this is we use our conscious mind. But in reality, our mind has two parts. The conscious mind is very, very small part. It's 10% of our mind. But the rest of our mind, it's subconscious, which is for 90% of our life, which is long-term memory, emotions, all our emotion there, or our feeling there, or our habit. Everything. So while we are sleeping, who's responsible about breathing, our breathing, about how our hearts beat, about our digestive system. So all this body function, it's all the subconscious mind responsibility. Plus our development, it's happened there consciously, all the memory there, the long memory, the emotions, our feeling, it's all there. Our intuition, remember when I told you like I used to follow my intuition, I put the question and sleep and find the answer next time, because later on I realized I have so much high intuition. So all this, it's in our subconscious mind. When we use the hypnosis, when we teach people how to use the power of the subconscious mind to change their life, this is very important information to know about our subconscious mind. So, yeah.
Okay, let's go briefly into timeline therapy. Now, what is timeline therapy? It's one of those things that you use to actually get rid of the negative emotions that you've stored so far in your body. And as we know, the more negative emotions we have, the more issues we have in life. So physical ailments, medical problems that we have. If you have negative emotions like anger, you can be prone to heart attack or heightened cholesterol. With sadness comes your, weakened immune system. You become depressed if you're sad. With fear, you have excessive stress. PTSD comes from fear of the, what's going to happen to you. You have phobias, fear of spider. So for example, if imagine if someone who always had this fear of something, or a phobia, for example, of a spider, and now after timeline therapy, they actually don't worry about spiders anymore. They actually don't mind even touching them.
Yeah.
And this is what timeline therapy can actually help with.
Yeah, I tell you a story. When I helped a client, they have phobia of thunder and lightning. And here, as you know, in Australia, we have a lot of So I have a client from Gold Coast. She has this phobia to the point that when the weather is cloudy, she has two kids or three. She doesn't let her husband to go out to work because when she has this fear, she will have panic attack. So and she will manage two kids. So her husband wouldn't go to work, and he has to stay beside her. Otherwise, something bad will happen to her. So when I help her in a session to finish to release her fear, her life has changed. Her husband start to go to work. They financially become better. She start to go out to the shop, enjoy her time without any fear. Her kids start enjoy to go to playing ground. Like you can say her life has changed.
I guess there's and same thing with like guilt.
Yeah.
It lowers your healing energy. So basically, if you feel guilty of you've done something, you're actually not going to have that power and energy to actually heal yourself. Conflict, my God, this is a big one. A lot of people have a lot of conflict within them. So like I was talking about earlier, conflict resolution within us is a big thing. If you're conflicted in life, if you should take this job or if you should be in a relationship or not, what is it doing to you? It's taking that energy which you actually could be using somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it creates blocks within our body, which can actually cause cancer and a lot more other diseases within us. So imagine if you could just free of that conflict. You just know the decision you want to make in life. You just simply go, okay, I want to do this or this. And within seconds, you are able to use a technique which can actually resolve that
Very
conflict
fast
for you.
technique.
And it can resolve that conflict, and you'll know exactly what decision to make.
Yeah.
A lot of time in life, we hold ourselves because we cannot decide what we want, because there's choices. And this is the world we live in, the world of choices day to day. They're just thrown at us. There's always choices. So, imagine having a skill that you are able to make decision, which is actually for your own higher benefit,
yeah.
or your own higher self. What would you say? Higher self good.
Yes, and I add to this, like those our negative emotions. I always give it an example. It's similar to the onion. So the onion has layers. Same thing with our negative emotion. So when we peel first emotions, it comes the underneath. It's layer after layers. So it's all hidden. Exactly
Inside.
like inside, exactly like the onion. So when we start peeling first negative emotion, the next one will come, will appear, even though unconsciously you're not aware of it. But when you peel first one, the repressed emotion, it will goes and float in the surface.
Well, interestingly, what she just mentioned, peeling off an onion, the first emotion that you must have met a lot of people who get angry straight away.
Yeah.
Now, they hide a lot more under their anger. Anger is actually a mask to stop them from feeling a lot of stuff like sadness. A lot of people who are angry are hiding a lot of sadness within them. A lot of sadness, which could be from their family, from someone who's hurt them, and now they've become this
They
angry.
use it excuse.
Yeah. So you've heard the term of angry young man, and it comes from it obviously originates from this, someone's been sad, but they don't want to show it. A lot of people in today's day and age, we don't want to show our emotions, but anger comes across as a bit strong, that this person's angry, but it doesn't show the weakness of the person. Sadness is looked upon as a weak emotion. So people don't show that they're sad. They don't share anything. So
same thing with fear. It's embarrassing to show their fear, but
Correct.
other people they hide behind their fear.
Correct.
They doesn't have this confidence because of their fear. They doesn't like to achieve the success because they have fear of success, have fear of failure as well.
Correct.
Which gives the same result. So this is very important to release the negative emotions and changing our life.
Yeah. So with timeline therapy, the way we go with timeline therapy is we first of all work with anger. The moment a person lets go of the anger that they're carrying within them, and it's usually based on things or memories from the past. So all these sad events or something tragic happened in their life, and they're keeping it within them. So we let go. The moment we
Yes,
let
so
go
the
of the anger,
emotion attached to that memory,
correct.
which is usually from 0 to 7 in
Yeah, in childhood, that's when we kind of programming ourselves. So
Yes.
most of the programming, as we talked about earlier, happens at a younger age, which is very interesting. 0 to 7 is actually the imprint age, the age at which we learn a lot of our behaviors and patterns and programs by which we run now automatically are actually programmed when we were young. Like I talked about, a child walking, it's programmed within us. So that's the imprint age. And then you have from 7 to 13 is your modeling age, when we actually model the people around us. So, for me, it was people like, we have our politician Indira Gandhi or Mother Teresa. These were my people who I wanted to model my life. I used to look up to these people. So a lot of people model singers or young girls sometimes these days. They actually model the supermodels.
Yeah.
Supermodels or beauty is their model. So for the rest of their life, they will be conscious of how they look, how they want to copy their models. So that becomes their life. The other thing that comes through this NLP is modeling excellence, which is what I actually truly love about NLP. Anyone you see out there who's doing well and you want to become like that, yes, you can, because you can go and reprogram yourself.
Modeling the excellence.
And you can model them. You can
behavior.
model, even if you just model one behavior that person has, it will actually change your life to take you towards what the other person's life is. So modeling excellence, you can model people and become like them. So there's no excuse for anybody to say, I cannot be this. Because at the end of the day, the limits are created in your mind, and your mind can be reprogrammed, which means you can become whatever you want to. You can be whoever you want to.
I always say this is like USB. We put it in a computer and it shows up what it's inside this USB. It shows us in a screen.
Correct.
So we need to change this USB to show different results.
Correct.
And get results.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
great example. So here we are actually going to briefly talk about a training that we are delivering in August. In first 3 weekends of August, we're delivering a training with 4 certifications, which is neuro-linguistic programming, practitioner. So you become a practitioner. You can practice it not just yourself, but you can also help other people. You will become a hypnotherapy practitioner, a timeline practitioner, and a coach, NLP coach.
And this is all approved from American board. All you can do is join the American Board Association, or just do insurance, and you can, when you pass the test, you just can practice and become practitioner straight away.
So being a practitioner is great. Why? So, okay, before we go there, I would like to just briefly go over some of the benefits of being a practitioner. So you become the best version of yourself. That's a given. It's changed my life, and I've actually met hundreds of people whose life have changed with doing NLP.
Yeah, because during the training, we are going to let them work on each other and release all this negative emotion and change their behavior.
Correct.
So this is showing best version of them, and practice how to become a practitioner while you are in the training.
So during the practitioner certification, you will actually let go of a lot of things, because we will be actually working one-on-one, and you'll be going through all the techniques of becoming the perfect version of yourself. Now, being a practitioner, you can help yourself and obviously help other people around you, not just improving yourself, but it's actually one of those tools that doesn't just help your relationships. It helps your work life. It helps your relationship with your kids.
5 aspects of your life.
Every
career,
aspect.
money and time,
Yep.
management, all 5 aspects of our life.
Also a great stream for income, because if you become a hypnotherapist, you're able to now charge at a rate where it's not just $30-40 an hour.
No.
You can do a session for $150 to $250. And you can do 3 sessions of smoking with somebody and earn up to $700. That in a week you earn $700.
This is in the coaching part. We are going to teach you what you're going to learn in coaching, how to deal with the client, what packages you can offer them, many more. To become practitioner, and how much you charge them, and all these details you will learn it later on during the training.
And the most beautiful thing is you can work from home, so you don't have to have an office. If you've got a room, you can actually start doing,
especially in this time, like people, they start to accept doing online. So before I have to see the client face to face, and I have to hire office. Now I save.
So you can just do a Zoom and work with your clients. So improve your life and business, because there's a lot of business skills we teach you, you know, like sales skills. Oh my God, skills, negotiation skills, and how to use them in your day to day, especially when it comes to sales. We actually train a lot of real estate agents, salespeople selling cars, or even sales like day to day we use. I mean, how many times do you have to sell in a day? I mean, I'm doing that right now.
Even for people who doesn't want to become a practitioner as an NLP and therapist, they can improve, as you said, their real estate sales. They achieve more of sale of real estate, and imagine how many houses they will sell and how much their life will improve if financially.
Correct. So basically today we are giving a great offer. The course is normally $3,999. We're giving a discount of $500 for those taking action now. So we're going to offer you this deal for next 24 hours. And also, if you know somebody who you think may benefit with this, now we will be doing another workshop this week, which will be for 2 hours. So we'll be doing an interactive. We'll be doing probably working with you guys. Bring them along next week. And if they sign up, then you actually get another $500 off the training. And I don't think there's any excuse anyone can make if you want to take that next step, because even financially, if there's issues happening in your life, we're offering a payment plan that you can use.
Sorry, you know when I start my learning, I had a Centrelink payment.
You were on Centrelink?
Yes, I was. So I want really to learn about hypnosis at the beginning when I first start. So when I found this ad, I called the number in Australia, and she said to me it's 900. I said, oh my God, I'm on Centrelink. Is there any discount? She said, well, if you pay me now 200 early bird, I will give you another 200 discount, and then you can do payment plan. I said, oh my God, that's amazing. So from there I started. And when I finished my first course, right away, the money I can afford it.
Well, you can actually straight away start working once you're certified.
And another thing, I start to use more of my brain, more idea, more of my skills to bring money.
So the whole point is it's to certify you so you can become empowered and you can go help other people. Right. And that's why we will offer whatever is necessary for you to become the practitioners and go and spread the word, because it's such a beautiful thing, NLP and hypnosis, and there's such negativity sometimes around hypnosis because people think it's some sort of magic. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's just using your brain and reprogramming your brain, and actually reprogramming your subconscious mind, which actually runs your life on automation. You can make changes in your life and actually create a new life. So it's something that I truly believe should be taught in schools, because few little things if you learn in school, I don't like to be vulnerable when I talk, but I've been very naive in my life, especially when it comes to relationships. So, and now what I know now, I would never go back and give those people the opportunity to even come in my life, because there were so many manipulators out there, and I didn't know what they were doing. So now that I've become aware of how people manipulate, or how they can be done, or what are the things they're doing, I'm actually much more educated to actually understand what people are doing, what is actually their
Because you
agenda.
use your power self.
Correct.
Yeah, and you start to know the right path to your life.
Correct. So I think the wisdom that you
Yeah.
gain through this
The
process,
connection to your higher self,
Correct.
to true self,
and your deep self, which is your unconscious mind, you know, the connection that you build with yourself
Yeah.
gives you the confidence to go achieve whatever you want, because now you're empowered. It's you. Nobody else matters. No one controls you. You control your life. So we will say all powers are within you. You can do anything and everything. So
anything and everything. The power is within you.
So if you guys have any questions, we will take them now.
So you can unmute yourselves if you'd like.
Yeah,
If
you
you've
guys.
got any questions, just unmute yourselves, all of you.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No, we
They
can
obviously have no
We
questions.
can hear you. Do you have any questions?
Any question?
Unmute yourself.
Anything that you feel maybe you're dealing with life that you think, can NLP solve this? Shoot at us.
Unmute yourself, Darwin.
Can you-
Unmute yourself.
All
Yeah.
right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just have a question for that. You said that there is a workshop in next week or next 2 weeks. So
Yes.
can you just give some more information about it? Where is it going to be? Is it online or what you?
It's gonna be online. I will post it in my page. And do you have a time? We don't have. Maybe next.
Well, at this stage, we're deciding Friday evening, and we'll probably do it through Helen as well, and see, and that will be a bit more interactive. So this was basically just an intro, but then we'll go a bit deeper into the things that are talked about, like anchoring, rapport, parts.
Can I practice it?
We'll do some practicing with it, so you can actually feel the power of it yourself. So I believe the workshops are great, but this was just an intro webinar for you to know what it's all about. So yeah, so that'll be next Friday evening.
Next Friday.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. There's three other more questions. The second question is, I think Dr. Najla before said that the course is 6 weeks, or is it 6 days? I'm not sure. So that's why I just
6 days over 3 weekends.
over 3 weekends.
So it's gonna
Okay.
be 6-day intensive training. It's all gonna be practicing. So the book now is with you, so you can start reading and prepare for the test. And this is the theory session. You have plenty of time to do it, but in the American board, we always focus on the practical part, which is more important than the theory one. But you have to do that theory.
Yeah. So you
Theory as well. Sorry.
Yep, perfect. So as you just mentioned now, you say the test. Do you mean the test, which is the questions that are related to the book
Yeah,
that you
it's
give?
like it's open book test. So you have the question and you have to answer to look for the answer from the book to write it down.
You
Yep.
would get some sort of example as well, wouldn't you not? Yeah. With an open book exam or a test, whatever, you have to use examples so that you understand what's happening. So.
Yeah, so the question is there. It's just they need to read the question and try to open that book so we can know that you read all the theory parts and understanding and you reply to it.
Yeah,
Even during the training, if you haven't completed, we can still assist you with them. So it's not due till the second weekend.
Yeah, yes, and still during the training as well, you can help each other from the student. So the question you don't know, you can ask each other, and after that you have time, like you have up to 3 months to answer the question. You don't have to answer the question and the test right away after we finish the training. We understand it's a very limited time and it's a very tight time. So we give you time to answer the question.
So these are just the requirements of the American board that we need to make sure that you've learned all that we've taught you. So it's, and anyone who is interested, we actually would like you to let us know soon so we can send you material to start studying, because it's only 3 weeks to go, 4 weeks, three
Yeah,
and a
they
half
have
weeks.
still time, even,
3
yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
3 weeks. Okay. So what's the requirements? Is there any form that we should apply for, or just registering our name, or how?
All this we will tell you about during the
Okay.
training, but at the moment, all you need to enroll in this training and put the deposit, which is you already did. So this is for other practitioners, participants, they not. So we have given discount $500 for people who are taking action now and during the 24 hours, even 1 week, we extended for
Yeah,
1 week.
it's kind of like early bird discount.
Yeah, early bird discount 500,
that's
and
perfect.
for each one bring someone with them, we can give them another 500 discount, which is fair, like
No, that's good.
so if you have a partner, if you have a friend, they are interested to learn about it, you can get more discount.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Not a problem.
Can I just clarify? So if someone's really interested, do they email you ladies, or how do they get in touch with you to show their interest in what you're doing?
Well, they will send us a text either on our Facebook accounts, message us,
Yeah.
or go straight to the website. There's a Create My Change website as well.
Yeah, you got the website up there somewhere so that so everyone can see that.
Yeah, we will put the link there.
Yep.
Or just texting. We can send the account details, or we'll talk with them, up to them what easier for them. PayPal. We have so many flexibility for payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that the more people we can inform right now, the sooner they get on board, so we can get them the material that they need to prepare themselves for the training. And if they have questions, if they want to discuss, and even participating in the workshop will really help them, because this is going to give them more and more. It'll actually, before they get to the training, the workshops are going to help them. They'll actually be more knowledgeable when they come to the training.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
And it's a free or contribution, $5, 10 hours.
yeah, that was this one. For
We don't have to worry about that too much.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
so for the workshop, we haven't decided yet, but I think it wouldn't be a lot of fee for that one. It's more that we want to
introducing and make you test.
Yeah, I really want people to get the flavor of what NLP is. I mean, we can talk till the cows come home, but the real fun in NLP is to experience it and see the changes which it does like that to you.
Yeah.
And how your mind, it's just simple
It works.
programs. Simple programs can be changed within minutes, and you have a result straight away, and that's powerful.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
So thank you guys for coming in. And
no more question?
yeah, any more questions?
No, thank you.
No?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we'll be posting another post for our workshop, which will be 2-hour workshop, and it'll be more interactive. So we will probably take questions as well. And if someone
We'll
has a problem,
probably use the same ID.
okay,
Meeting. Okay.
we'll
you,
use the same ID.
Yeah.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you, Helen, so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So thank you everyone for listening, for watching us, and hope we'll see you on the training or in a workshop.
We'll see you in the workshop, and then we'll see you in the training.
Okay.
No excuses.
Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you for your time. Good night.
Bye.
And we're out.
Okay. So that wasn't too